My name is Karina, I'm a natural health missionary and I run a ministry called Body Cure with my husband. And today I'm going to be sharing with you things I do to help anytime there's like cold and flu-like symptoms, things that I do to help stop it in its tracks or at least calm down and lessen the symptoms so that they don't affect me as much. It's not very often, I always like to add, but as we know, every year a really terrible flu usually comes around. And there's things we can do to ward yourself off, but every now and then you might just become susceptible to it, especially if you have not been keeping up 100% with the laws of health, and also environment can play a factor too. So what can you do? Before I go into that, I just have to apologise because I'm in the middle of Port Antonio right now, Jamaica, Portland, Port Antonio town centre, and it is noisy where the restaurant is, and so every now and then there might be a booming truck going past or some music, so apologies, there's nothing I can do about it. I have to record this here today, and I just have to apologise for any noise in the background. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to share with you things I do, and you know what, some of these very things I'm going to share with you is actually what helped me very recently, because right recently, just like when I say recent, I mean just a couple of weeks ago, I did actually feel like I went somewhere and somebody had a really bad cold. They were at work, and the office, I walked into the office and they had the air conditioning on and they were sitting there at their desk with a really bad cold, and as soon as I stepped in I was like, oh, this I could feel the vibes in the room, and the air conditioning was on, and I think, oh no, I know, I just felt it straight away. I inhaled all of that what was in that room, and it wasn't good. And then the next day or two I could feel the scratchy throat. I said, oh, I know exactly where that came from. And so this is what I did, a few things that I did to help myself. But yeah, I was able to stop it in its tracks, and it didn't develop. Usually when I get cold, it will start off as a scratchy throat, I'll get a runny nose, blocked nose, and then it will travel down, and then I'll end up with a big burning and rasping and horrible cough, you know. But this time it didn't do that because I did these things and it stopped it in its tracks, and so I was able to get over it a lot quicker. Alright, so yeah, this is it. So what I'm going to do now is show you the more things. So the first thing I did was reach for hydrogen peroxide. This is a 3% one. You can also use it a 6% and a 9% depending on where in the world you are. But you're gonna dilute it equal parts. Okay. Now normally I just pour it in here and then tip a little bit of water, but today I'm going to measure it. 1, 2. I'm going to put 3. One, 2, 3. Okay, mix that up a bit. Now, this you take to the bathroom and you gargle with it. Okay, so the next thing I did was reach for this. It's a netti pot, and it's used to make a nasal wash for your nose, and it's really, really helpful. So what you do, you put in a salt solution or a saline solution of half a teaspoon of salt and a cup and a half of water. And you can taste it a bit to see whether it's salty enough. It shouldn't be overly salty, but it will just be just a little bit. Just right. You can taste that it's salty water, but it's not overly salty, and you really do need that because it will burn your nose and hurt your nose and head otherwise. So So there are other different types of saline solutions, but I'm just sharing with you the one that I use and the one that I find is effective to wash and clear any dust and debris, and the salt as well is going to help. There's other things you can put in this water to do it, but this is what I'm telling you as a basic right now. So I'm going to show you how to use this in a moment. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is take your netti pot. Now you can use a bottle or anything that's going to help you, but I find this is really helpful. It's got the it's just a nice angle. I'll show you what I mean. So you're just going to put it up one side of your nose, one nostril, and you're going to squeeze the water, squeeze the bottle. You can breathe normally, and you're just going to go round. As you see, the water will come through the other side of your nostril. Just like that. Just like that. Now, because it's a nice saline solution, it won't burn your nose, don't feel anything, but maybe if you've got a cold or if it's irritation, you may feel a slight tingling, but it's very safe, it doesn't hurt, you can breathe normally, keep your mouth open, so that you'll be alright. Next up is your hydrogen peroxide. So you're going to gargle with this, and I'm going to show you reluctantly, but just to give you an idea, because it will form depending on the strength what you have made, whether it's 3%, 9%, 6%, and how you diluted it. This is an equal parts dilution, but you can make it stronger by putting more hydrogen peroxide and less water, right? It will foam in the mouth, and sometimes if you're not prepared for it, if you're not ready for it, or if you don't know that's going to happen, it can be a little bit, oh, what's going on? So I'm just going to show you, okay? I'm not shameful. Now, very foamy. And then what you do is just, of course, because now your mouth feels all gunky and funny, you know, so you're going to rinse out your mouth. You can leave it, but it doesn't feel very nice, so you can just rinse it out, and there you have it. So you've used your netti pot and you've rinsed through your nasal passage. You have cleansed the back of your throat and the mouth of any creatures, bugs and bacteria, and we have one more thing to show you. Okay, so I've shown you what you can do to cleanse your nose, so that you can clear out all to actually kill bacteria in your nose, and I've shown you what to do to clear your throat, to kill bacteria and bugs and germs out your throat. And now I'm going to show you something for your lungs, which you're going to need essential oils. So any brand, as long as it's 100% pure essential oil, tea tree, clove, which is very underrated, and essential oil of eucalyptus. Okay, and they're all essential oils, and they're very good. There's other ones that you can use, but these are the ones I use recently and the ones that we use frequently because I feel that they get good results. And something else with the eucalyptus oil, you can just rub this all over your chest at night time, just neat. Don't have to dilute it. You can, if you're going to dilute it for a child, you can dilute it or rub it all over your neck, all over your chest, on your back, and sleep with that wrapped up, you know, in your bed, duvet, whatever, and it really helps. Anyway, that was a side note. So what you're going to need is boiling water. And I like to use a metal or a non-plastic bowl, just because I feel like pouring boiling water into plastic, even if it's PVA free, I'm still a bit funny on it. So where you can, use something like this, stainless steel or glass or something that's not plastic. Boiling water. Now you're just going to put a few drops of each one. You try and do it quickly, okay? Because already I can smell this aroma. Just a couple of drops. And then a couple of drops. It's good if you've got someone to help you, because then you don't have to do all this on your own. But then just really breathe it in. Yeah, it's fuming. And you're going to stay underneath here. You're going to stay underneath here till it goes cool, till it cools down, a good 5-10 minutes. Breathing deeply. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and then in through your mouth, out through your nose, whichever way, as long as you can breathe deep right down the bottom of your lungs. Now, I'm doing this because I'm talking to you, but you're going to be like this, completely covered, so that no steam, no essential oils are escaping. You want all the essential oils to get into your lungs, because the properties, the antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral, antibacterial, all these different things, chemicals, phytochemicals, the benefits of essential oil and in these herbs will get into your body, into your lungs, and fight, help your immune system to fight and give it some extra tools to work with, right? And the warm steam, the moisture, it lubricates and helps your lungs. And when you do it, you'll tell me. In fact, tell me if you've done this before. Mention in the comments below that it helps you, or mention in the comments below what you have done that's helped you when it comes to doing a facial steam. Now this is good for your skin too, but you're doing it for your lungs, okay? And it's very beneficial. It's gonna, sometimes you might be underneath here coughing and spluttering. Now right now I don't have any of those symptoms, and I don't have a runny nose, nothing. So you know, you're not seeing the reaction. But if you do have those things, you're gonna have, your airways are gonna be clear. You're gonna if you've got any mucus in it, it's gonna be draining, and you're just gonna stay there until you feel like it's drained, and you're just gonna have a real beneficial time underneath here, okay? So this is it. So this is what I'm sharing with you. A few things that I've done to help myself overcome and stop in its tracks a cold and flu-like symptoms. And it really does work, folks. And there's many other things you can do as well. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope that you've been blessed. Actually, something else, there's so many things you can do, but for your internal, you want to drink fresh pineapple juice. Fresh pineapple juice is loaded with vitamin C and other things, bromelain, which is going to help to break down any mucus. Excellent. I again have personal testimony of this. And oranges, you're going to mix oranges, grapefruits, lemon and pineapple freshly pressed in a juicer and drink that throughout the day, or even just one whole pineapple, a couple of oranges, a couple of grapefruits, a couple of lemons, juice that and drink the lot, it's going to benefit you. The amount of goodness that you're going to give your body to, and going to get like tools to fight with, you're going to be really benefited. Okay, so I've done these things and you can too. Avoid eating meat, making sure you're exercising. All these things are going to help you. Thank you for watching, and I hope this has been beneficial to you. If so, give me a thumbs up, share the video, and let me know what you think, and see you next time. Take care, bye bye.